Hey everyone. So today on the Oh Hell No podcast, you're going to meet Ryan Myher and Evan Gruss. They are two young entrepreneurs who have opened up an asset management agency and they deal with crypto assets. It's called G&M Asset Management. And I thought this was just a great story because these are two young guys who decided to, follow a passion that they have for trading and, make it available to all people. It's not easy to start a business, especially when you're like 19 years old. They go to school and they are also entrepreneurs, and I just think they're amazing. And the thing that I love about this story is young people today, there's so much information for them so that they could kind of figure out where they want to be, what they want to do, just by listening to what other people are doing. It helps with direction. When I was coming up, we didn't have all this information. We didn't have all of these, platforms where we can listen to other people following their dreams and get these ideas of maybe where we wanted to go. We had like guidance counselors who weren't that great. And, you just kind of had to figure it out. And no one was really saying, hey, follow your passion, do what you love. That wasn't what I heard when I was growing up. So I just really love bringing these stories to you guys because I think it's important to listen to what's sparking an interest in other people and how they're going about achieving these dreams and putting things into action. And, maybe if you have similar interest, you can find out how you can make it happen. So that's why I really love doing these podcasts. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Ryan and Evan are awesome, and I'm just really glad that they came on the podcast. And again, guys, subscribe to the Oh Hell No podcast. I'm on most platforms. Send me an email if something really moves you, or if you have an interest in something and you haven't heard it on the show. And send me an email. I can possibly seek someone out so that we can bring that story to life on the podcast. So that's ohhellnopodcast@gmail.com. You can just send me an email and I'd be happy to, work on that for you. So enjoy this episode, guys.
Welcome to Oh Hell No with Nicole.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Oh Hell No podcast. Today I have Ryan Myher and Evan Gruss. Did I say those names correctly, the last names?
Mine's Gruss.
Gruss. Damn it!
Mine's perfect.
Okay. I try to say people's names correctly, so it really annoys me when I get it wrong. All right.
It's okay.
So these guys are the owners of G&M Asset Management. They are entrepreneurs. G&M Asset Management is a trusted company that allows clients of all net worths the ability to invest in an emerging crypto asset class. So we're going to talk about your company and about yourselves, So welcome. Thank you for being on the podcast, first of all.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All righty. So how did the two of you meet? How do you know each other? And I'll start with Ryan.
Yeah, so we're friends in high school. We were on the same high school basketball team. We met probably in 6th or 7th grade through basketball, and we talked through high school, but we never really we were friends, but we never really hung out outside of school and until recently.
Really? So Evan, why? How comes?
I don't really know why. I guess we just had different friend groups when we were in high school outside of our basketball team. So that's really all we saw each other in the hallways a little bit, but for the most part, we only talked during basketball until about the last couple of years or so.
Okay. So how did you guys become co-owners of a company? Like, how did that happen? And I'll put that back to Ryan.
It's actually kind of ironic because it all started, I was investing in cryptocurrency and stocks and stuff, and I was talking to Evan about it, and Evan started investing in cryptos, and we started trading, and we would talk about it, and we were actually sitting at a basketball game early December, and I said to him, why not do this for other people? And he said, that's a very, very good idea. And so the next morning we met up and we did it. We spent probably 10 hours in my bedroom and we built it from scratch.
Wow, that is insane. So, what attracted you guys to the world of financing? I should say the world of finance. So, you were doing trading stocks on your own and just investing and stuff like that. But what even brought that on? And Evan, you can take that.
I think what attracted both of us to it is just the potential to make money from it without, you can do a lot of it from a computer and, do a lot of it by putting in your own work and not relying on other people because you can do your own research, looking at the charts by yourself and everything. And I think that is something that was attractive to both of us because we're two people that are very motivated and very hardworking. So when you gave us the opportunity to just do that for ourselves and make money through it, it just was attractive to both of us.
So Ryan, did you want to add anything to that about the, being attracted to investing and things like that?
I just think it's basically what Evan said. I just think we both saw the potential in finance industry and more specifically, obviously there's potential in stocks, but the new blockchain technology and being a part of the companies from the beginning and a part of these new cryptocurrencies from the start. So that's why.
Okay, so let me take this a step back. Going to school, what did you want to be when you finished school, Evan? Like, what were your plans initially?
So initially out of high school, my plans were to become an actuary, and that's actually what I'm still going to school for, but I've added on to that a finance major, and I chose that because I was really good at math, but I really didn't know what to do with math, and my brother is an actuary, so it just kind of like put on me. But the more I was trading and reading about cryptocurrency and stocks and everything, the more I just was interested in finance, and I think that's more of the route that I like to go.
Okay. And what about you, Ryan?
Initially, a couple of years ago, I did a complete 360. I used to want to be a physician's assistant, and then I was introduced to stocks and stuff just by searching through the web. And it was always, I think it's because it was pushed on me, like not to go into business. And then because my dad's an engineer, so engineering was pushed on me, and like so was like being a PA. But I found my interest in finance, and then whenever I came to school, my initial plans were to major in supply chain management and do that. And then I realized after I enjoyed trading so much, and I enjoy finance and reading and everything about it, and I realized that my true calling was in finance and in the equity markets.
Wow, that's awesome. So is it really hard to start an investment company? Once you guys sat down and decided to do this, did you find it difficult? Were there like certifications that you guys had to get and things like that? You can start anyone could take this. Evan, go ahead.
All right, I'll take it. Yes and no. If you're going to start a business with stocks and investments that are more regulated than cryptocurrency, yes, it can be really hard because you'll need certifications and pass exams and stuff like that. But still right now with cryptocurrency, there's a little bit of a gray area in terms of what you need and what is required. So right now it's like the government is moving towards you needing more of these regulations depending on what state you're in. But as of now, it's not necessary to have them. So that kind of helped us along since we're young and stuff. The lack of needing real certifications definitely helped us start our business and kept us from some of those roadblocks.
Oh, that's good. So what would you say has been the most challenging part of getting the business going, Ryan?
The most challenging part of the business to get it going? It's a good question. I would say the most challenging would be just acquiring new clients. At first, yes. So the most challenging part of the business so far has been trying to acquire new clients in the bear crypto market. It was very easy to get clients whenever everything kept going up and kept going up and kept going up. But now all you see on CNBC Money and all of the large platforms that people watch, all you see is, Bitcoin's tanking, Bitcoin's below 7,000, and just all that talk and people seeing people are used to stocks, so they're used to not a very large range of fluctuation. I'm sorry. So people aren't used to a lot of fluctuation, and even though people are young, their risk tolerance still tends to not be very high. And what they need to understand is that cryptocurrency, all their markets move at an alarming rate. So it can be up 40% one day and down 40% the next. So whenever it's a bear market, people don't want to put any money in. But what they need to understand is, like right now, I think right now is a great time to be in the crypto market or be putting new money in. And I think that people need to realize the fundamental of investing is buy low, sell high. And too many people were worried about buying in high, and they lost all this money, and now they're just sour about it.
Right. Yeah, because I'm on Robinhood, and Robinhood just got like crypto stuff, right? So I
Yep.
see like people are chatting about it back and forth. Oh, it's tanking. Oh, this and this and that. But I don't care. I have my little coins in there. I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna leave it and see what
Yep.
happens. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's another thing. Unless they're trading it, it doesn't matter whether it's up or down, because unless you're buying and selling every day, then you need to just stop looking at your computer and look at the macro picture. And if you believe in the long term of blockchain, then you just need to just leave your laptop alone and don't look at it, because it's going to kill you.
Yeah. It's probably good advice. So what do you both enjoy the most about what you do? So Evan.
I think what I enjoy the most, outside of the actual just reading about, I really stay up to date on like news articles and stuff, and I just spend a lot of time reading about it, and that is just very interesting to me. So that might be one of the things I enjoy the most, but probably more so than that is the opportunities we've had to go out and meet potential investors and just talking about our business with them. We've gone to a few networking events and such where it is just nice where we meet new people, hear what they do and how they're interested in cryptocurrency. And, I like the meeting new people and the interactions we get from that.
So Ryan, what about you?
My favorite thing about what we do is what I do anyhow. I'm an avid trader, so I love looking at charts. So whenever you manage a fund, obviously I get to look at a lot of charts. So that's probably one of my favorite things. And also getting happy emails from clients saying, thank you for making me money.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you each bring to the business? So Evan, what do you think your strong suit is?
I think my strong suit to the business is definitely just like diligence and, like I said before, staying up to date on current news that might affect the markets. And that's one thing that I really seem to focus on compared to the charts that Ryan focuses on. And you need both of those when you're investing and trading, because they can both change how the market's going to act. Outside of that, I think I also bring a strong client interaction skills. I tend to write most of our emails that we send out to our clients, and I believe that I am good at bringing news to clients, whether it's good or bad, and interacting with them.
Cool. What about you, Evan?
Oh,
Or
Ryan.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. For me, I think that whether that be short-term or long-term, I'm more of the technical analysis guy, looking at charts, whether that be on a 30-minute time frame or a 2-hour time frame or a week time frame, and making decisions, macro decisions on that, on where we put the money. For like more longer-term picture, like Evan said, he is more of the news kind of guy, so he can see a news and invest and increase our percentage in something to make us a quick 10%, which is huge. Also, I have a lot of background in starting companies and working with other companies, and I think that's also a big factor when we look at growing relationships and reaching out to other businesses that might want to partner with us.
Okay. So what do you think most people don't know about investing? And I'll give that to you, Ryan, because you study the charts. And then Evan, if you want to add something, please do. So Ryan, let's start with you. What do you think most people don't know about investing?
I think that most people don't know about investing. I'm a strong believer in the greater fool theory. And basically what that states is that people buy into something and they expect that there is a greater fool that will pay more for it. And that's it's sort of a euphoria where as Bitcoin was reaching $20,000, people were like, oh, keep investing. I saw on Reddit somebody refinance their house and purchase Bitcoin with it, and then whenever it tanked, they went bankrupt. So it's like people need to understand just the fact that what goes up must come down eventually, whether that be a small correction or 70% drop. And you just need to be more careful. People need to be more careful with where they put their money.
Okay. Evan?
If I was going to add something to that, I would say another big thing that people are starting to realize more with investing is I think that a lot of people believe that they don't need to invest until they're older. And I think that's a bad viewpoint, because you see with anyone who talks about retirement planning or just investing in general, the more time you're in there, the better it's going to be for you for the most part. And I think a lot of people need to realize that when they're younger instead of trying to make up for it whenever they're older.
And that kind of segued into my next question, which was going to be, what advice would you give to young people about investing? So I guess it is to start young, right?
Yeah, I think starting young is huge when you're investing, even if it's only a little bit, like a small percentage of what you're making. It's still worth it in the long run. And I think for young people, they have the opportunity to be a little more risky with their investments because they have that time to make it up. Obviously, I wouldn't suggest anyone refinance their home and put it into cryptocurrency. But I believe for a young person, cryptocurrency is a very attractive asset because of the long-term potential, even though there is a lot of risk associated with it.
Okay. Ryan, do you want to add anything? Advice for young people?
No, I think I couldn't agree more with him. Obviously, younger people have a higher risk tolerance, and that they should, even if they don't put their money into like an individual equity, even if they throw it into the S&P 500, $20 a pay into the S&P 500 over the course of 15 years, that ends up being, a lot more than you put in. And I also think that that's one of the good things about our fund is we have, I'd say probably at least 70% of our fund is people that are 35 and younger. And I think that whenever speaking to clients, we kind of made them realize, like, what do we have to lose? If my example that I use is, if you don't, so say you're 20 years old and you want to put in $100. If you don't put that $100 in here, what are you going to spend it on? Alcohol or food? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's $100. You either make some or you lose some.
Absolutely. So what are your long-term goals for your company, Evan?
Long-term goals for us is just to continue to grow. We'd love to grow large enough where we can hire on more people and potentially start different types of funds, maybe a more aggressive growth fund, which is something we've looked into, but haven't quite had the resources to start yet. And even longer term, if me and Ryan can get certifications and such, we'd love to, and our company to grow enough, we'd love to start more traditional funds, such as like an equity, like a mutual fund.
Okay. Ryan, anything to add?
Yeah, long term, I think obviously it's gain more clients and grow. And then, like Evan said, I think that we would both be interested in starting other funds in other investments like stocks and bonds and things like that. And yeah.
Okay. So what do you guys know now as entrepreneurs that you didn't know when you were just employees? Have either of you ever had just like a regular job, like at, fast food or maybe like a sneaker store or anything like that? Did you guys ever work before you started your own business?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you know now that you are entrepreneurs that you didn't even know when you were just employees working for someone? Evan.
Can I pass this on to Ryan for right now? I'm kind of drawing a blank.
Sure.
This is a good question. I think one of the things that I know now is whenever I worked at I worked at JCPenney, Subway, I worked in construction, I worked in all sorts of different settings. But I think they're all work settings teach you to be, and I feel like it's already like in you, just to be weary on taking risks. And I've learned that with me and Evan, we've started 2 companies now, and we're working on a third. I've learned that sometimes you just have to say, screw it and go for it, because at the end of the day, what do you have to lose? I'm 19 years old, and any advice that I have for people that want to start their own companies is just go do it. And I think that's one thing that I've definitely learned from a normal job compared to starting company. It's just you have to accept the fact that risk is always going to be involved and just take it.
Awesome. I love that. Evan?
Yeah, if I can add, I also would say that one thing that I've learned is that whenever you're working, at least for us, we worked pretty low-level jobs before we started our own. I think one thing you're kind of taught in these low-level jobs is just you do what you're supposed to do, and you don't really try to branch out and do more, because that's what is like required of you, is just like whatever task they give you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you're starting your own business, you kind of can't just listen to other people, and because they're going to tell you it's not worth it, or any type of negative advice, and for that you just kind of got to disregard all that and do what you think is best for you, and that is taking risks at times and thinking outside the box. And I think that's one thing that I've learned the most, that's different being an entrepreneur than being just someone working for someone else.
Yeah.
Can I actually add something to that too?
Sure.
Or I just want to emphasize on what Evan said. I couldn't agree more with that. Whenever you tell people what you're doing or what you're starting or what you're working on, I can't even tell you how many times people have told me that it's not worth it, or that it's stupid, or that it's a dumb idea. And all the naysayers, there's so many naysayers. And I think that's one of the hardest parts about being an entrepreneur, is blocking that out and continuing on with a positive mindset and just not listening. And I know it's hard to not listen, because obviously some of the people that will tell you this are people that you care about, and that people that you genuinely care about their opinion. And it's really hard, but you just have to block out their opinion.
Yes, I love it. Follow your passions. Do what you feel in your gut. I love that.
Absolutely.
So tell me 3 things that you are passionate about, Evan, and then Ryan.
I'm very passionate about people doing what they love to do, and that's what I'm trying to do. That would be probably my number one passion, is just I want to do what I love to do, and I want other people to do that too. So on top of that, another one of my passions would be the investing and trading industry. I mean, investing and trading are 2 completely different things, but they're very much so related. And both of those I'm very interested in, just because it's you helping yourself for the most part. And a third thing that I'd be very passionate about is, I would have to say, math, which I guess fits with the finance industry and trading, because it's a lot of numbers, but maybe not as much hard math. But I'm a math major in college, and I just really enjoy math because it relates to everything, and it just makes everything that happens kind of make sense.
That's cool. I suck at math, so I respect you. Ryan, what are you passionate about?
I'd say the first thing that I'm passionate about is trading as well. I love to trade. I trade all the time. I trade every day. I am constantly looking at charts, and I think that it makes me extremely happy. So I'm very passionate about that. The second thing I'm passionate about is I absolutely love the startup space. I've been involved in the startup space for like 2 years now, and it's just so much fun and exciting, and I thoroughly enjoy it, just every aspect that comes with it and the networking involved with it. And the third thing I'm really passionate about is my family. Not to be cheesy or anything, but like genuinely, like I just like, whether that be like immediate family or like cousins and stuff, I love them all, and I don't know where I'd be without them.
Oh, I love that. I love family too. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast. I really enjoy talking to you guys. And when you start your next company, you have to come back. So before I let you go, you both have to share an oh hell no moment, because this is the Oh Hell No podcast. And that moment could be like a moment of disbelief, a moment of surprise or shock. It could be shared with someone or completely by yourself, but it's a moment along your journey. It could be personal, it could be professional, whatever you want to share. So we'll start with Evan.
I think my first, or maybe not first, but biggest oh hell no moment would be when we finally got our first large investor compared to our other ones. And that kind of made us feel like, wow, we're really doing this. I just remember getting a call from Ryan, and I was actually taking a nap at the time. He woke me up and just like, kind of told me to check my email and look at it. And I looked at it, and it was just a great moment where I was like, wow, we're really doing this. And I think that would be my oh hell no moment. Like it was just kind of disbelief. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. Like
that's
very shocked.
fabulous. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, Ryan.
Evan's oh hell no moment. That is another one of my big oh hell no moments too. But besides that, I think one of my oh hell no moments was, so in January we liquidated our fund like 80% because there was a trend in the market. It was like a head and shoulders pattern, and we saw it dropping. So we're like, oh, let's liquidate. But watching the cryptocurrency market fall in January, that was definitely an oh hell no moment for me.
Okay, that's a fair moment. Wow. So tell everyone where they can find out more information about your company and possibly, become a client. Let us know how we can find you and keep up with you guys.
Yeah. So we have an Instagram, Twitter, and we have a Facebook page. If you want to contact, you can find all those platforms on our website. It is gminvestmentsgroup.com. And if you don't want to go on there, then just shoot us an email at info@gminvestmentsgroup.com. And if you want to be a client, just send us an email or contact us through our survey on our website, and we will be more than happy to either get on a phone call or send you over some more information about us, and we would be happy to make you our client.
Great. You guys are doing an awesome thing, and you're inspiring other young people to follow their dreams and letting them know that, hey, you guys can do this too. So hats off to you guys. You're awesome.
Thank you.